All right, now we're going to graph the problem. Y equals 2x minus 1. Now, when we're looking at these, remember, number one, we need to solve for y equals. So since this one's already y equals, so it says, see right here it says y equals, then that step is done, and we don't need to do anything with that problem. Step two is we need to pick 4 x values. Now, the first one that's really great to pick is 0. 0 makes life a lot easier. Make sure you pick a negative, so let's pick -2, and then pick some positives. So we'll pick 1, and we'll pick 2. Okay, they don't have to be difficult numbers. You just need to pick 4. So if x is 0, so y equals, all you're going to do is plug in these. So 2 times 0 minus 1. Well, 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 gives us -1. On -2, we get y equals 2 times -2 minus 1. Well, 2 times -2 is -4 minus 1. Remember to change the signs. And we get -5. The next one, y equals 1. So y equals 2 times 1 minus 1. 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1 gives us 1. And the last one, plug in 2. Y equals 2 times 2 minus 1. So I get 4 minus 1, which is 3. Now we're going to graph these. The ordered pair 0, -1. So 0, I go down 1. -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to graph 1, 1, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And see how the dots end up in a straight line? So since they end up in a straight line, then I know that this answer is correct. Okay. Now you should draw arrows at the end of those because it does continue in all the directions. It doesn't just include those 5 dots. All right, next problem. Y equals 1/2 x plus 2. Now, it's already y equals. So in this case, I'm going to do x. So I'm going to pick 4 x values. Again, 0 is always a great one. Now, since I'm dealing with a fraction, just like we eliminated fractions before, we're going to eliminate fractions here. So I would suggest picking multiples of 2. So -2 is a good problem. And then we'll pick +2. And let's pick 4. Okay, so in the middle here, y equals 1/2 x plus 2. And this will result in our y value. So again, plug it in. Y equals 1/2 times 0 plus 2. So remember, 1/2 times 0 is 0 plus 2 gives us 2. -2, I get y equals 1/2 times -2 plus 2. So these cancel, and I end up with -1 plus 2. So that gives me a +1. Then I get 1/2 times 2 plus 2. So those cancel. I get 1 plus 2, which gives me 3. And the last one, 1/2 times 4 over 1 cancels out. Don't forget your plus 2. So I get 2 plus 2, which gives me 4. So I graph them. 0, +2. -2, +1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my dots end up in a straight line, so they are correct. Okay. All right, the last part of this is whenever you see the function f of x equals x plus 1, if f of f of 3, all you're going to do is evaluate this and plug in 3 plus 1, so this ends up being 4. Here, if I wanted to evaluate this function for f of -4, then I would just plug it in. This means I'm going to turn the number to its opposite. So the opposite of -4 is +4 plus 3 would give me 7. Same thing, means the opposite of 5 plus 3. So I get -5 plus 3, which is -2. Okay, this completes it. Make sure you finish your assignment.